So, this is the 7 Days Book Challenge by Demi Martins that I have engaged in, and I'm reading and listening to Bear Grylls' Mud, Sweat and Tears. And I have reached part 2, Among the Few, chapter 44, which is about 36% of the book. So I love the courage and way Bear Grylls handles the tough situations, believing and backing it up in faith in himself, others, and the Almighty. I must admit, it's been a while since last, but I'm ready to get back in. That's part of the things I told in the challenge. So, I reached the end of chapter 43, which I highlighted like this. Yeah. And it says, I mean, getting trashed senseless did feel pretty dumb, and then getting paid only £27 a day for the privilege of being trashed felt even dumber, and the guy who quit also missed the real point. Good things come through grit and hard work, and all things worthwhile have a cost. In the case of the SAS, the cost was somewhere around 1,000 barrels of sweat. Was it a price I was prepared to pay? It was a question that selection would give me plenty of time to ask myself. So, today I read chapter 44, and until chapter 46. And I highlighted this. I had never experienced this deliriousness and weakness before, the feeling of semi-consciousness, as if in a drunken stupor. And time again, I kept falling to my knees. All you want to do is to stop and lie down somewhere dark, quiet, and cool. But you can't. You have to drink, then get on and get moving, and hope the rehydration will take effect. So what is meant by these highlightings? I think the first highlight, I highlighted the first because it reminded me that sometimes you get paid a little and you are being trashed and you feel dumb, but still you don't quit because grit is important, and hard work may get worthwhile at last. And the question here it was a question that selection would give him plenty of time to ask himself, he said. And that's about the price he was prepared to pay. And I think he was prepared to pay all the price that was needed. And that's important mentality. You need to pay with your spirit, your soul, your mind. Your mind, your soul, your spirit. And the next was when he felt very delirious and weak. And that feeling, we all get to that feeling. But it is about, do you want to stop or do you want to keep going? Keep going is the way through that wall. And that is important to remember. Yeah? And then he says here, that, yeah, wait a second. Another vital lesson I learned during this first phase of selection was how to listen to and prepare my body properly. The right food, the right rest, the right training. To what level of intensity should I train at in between the tests, and how often? A big mistake that soldiers often made in preparing for selection was to overtrain and then get hurt. And with an injury, selection becomes virtually impossible. It is an intricate balance and requires you to listen carefully to your own body. This skill has helped me so much in my life since. So here Bear Grylls says that he had some lessons, on the way you learn. It's the learning mentality. That it was about the right food, the right rest, the right training. And it's always about finding the right things to do along the way to get where you want to get. So he wants to become this SAS soldier, and he has to find the right food, the right rest, the right training. And here he says that some mistaked preparing for selection, that it was about overtraining, and when you overtrain, you end up with injuries, and then it's nearly impossible to get through the selection. And this is also how life works. You need to not overtrain for life. You need to keep the right things in your mind, in your soul, in your spirit. Keep that mentality of learning. Okay? Nice. So, he also says, it is an intricate balance and requires you to listen carefully to your body. This skill has helped me so much in my life since. So it's about to be careful, to listen to that body of yours. Listen and always be careful. Thanks, that's all from me. If you got inspired, you can comment, you can share, you can subscribe. Thanks. Let your greatness shine.